So now for the second part, we're going to start using and handling the kettlebell. So I start with how I handle the kettlebell and how I change it safely side to side. And this also helps me already to feel the weight of the kettlebell, the touch of iron, with raw iron, which is not comfortable for some people. It may bring some sensations. I had some people, some women mainly, having reactions of rejection of having to hold something so raw and so manly connected, so much connected with the male energy, the rawness, the heaviness, the iron, which is a little bit aggressive to the skin. And sometimes, for some people, I use some protections for the wrists or for the hands. But the idea is also that to connect with that male energy, with that aggressive male raw energy, and to deal with it in the way you deal with it. So you may find yourself more about yourself by how you react to that kind of energy. So we start by holding the kettlebell on the side. You roll. You don't pull the kettlebell from the side like this, because you may not feel very comfortable with the shoulder or other parts in you. So you roll. In a fetal position, you pull the kettlebell to the chest and you roll up. In this position, the kettlebell stands between the forearm and the arm, close to the elbow, and my hand is close to one of the corners. So this valley between my thumb and my index finger is hanging or anchoring on the same corner, one of the corners inside, the upper corner inside the kettlebell. I close my wrist, and with the other hand, if necessary, I push the ball up. And in this position, I just find one stable position in my arm that is not taking me out of balance. And it's a point where I feel less tendency to fall to one side or the other. And because the arm is in an alignment that allows these eccentric force, this decentered force to be more centered. I'm not really straight with the elbow, with the shoulder. I'm in a position where I can find a good distribution of tensions with these external compression. But usually my nails should look towards my face, not away, because these can be more unstable for the whole arm. Here I tend to lock more the elbow, the shoulder, and the shoulder blade. It may be firmer for me. And then to change sides, I hold the ball with the other hand, not over the face, but over the chest. I bend my legs and I roll. I place the ball down on the other side, and with the other hand, I hold on the opposite corner. I pull it to my forearm and arm nested position. With the other hand, I roll up. With the legs bent or extended, depends on what you feel like to. You use the other hand and you push it up. And you find that position that is where there is a good distribution of tensions and allows you to be here. You may feel that with these not centered, decentered load that you're loading or stressing your body, you may feel already some organization necessary to distribute the weight in a good in a good way, in a good sense. And this is a light weight for me, 8 kilo. And if I check, for instance, my abdominal region, I'm totally supple here. So I'm not using any extra distribution of tension towards this place in me, or the legs, or the other arm, or my jaw. I'm just taking these loads, let's say, easily. I can easily distribute the tension without having to use a high intensity stabilization strategy. I use a very low intensity stabilization strategy, so I can move anywhere with this load above me. While if I had no organization in myself enough to hold this weight, I wouldn't be able to move with this freedom. Okay, so this also tells me a lot of how am I organized to withhold external loads. And then I change, and I do this a couple of times. Okay, so after these changing sides exercise, I hold the kettlebell up, and I usually start bending my legs. I don't care where the lumbar is stuck down, is fixed down the floor, or if I can, like I can hold myself on my sacrum and coccyx. This is for me the ideal goal in time, but it doesn't have to happen even. Okay, and I stretch my legs up to the ceiling, and I flex my feet, and I bend, and I do this a couple of times. I usually feel more comfortable when I breathe in as I stretch my legs, and I breathe out. This is how I usually feel more comfortable. I feel that the breathing in as I stretch helps me to distribute even more the tension along the torso instead of compressing it. So the breath forces me kind of to expand my tissues oxatically to get to more places in me. So I find this a better distribution of tension. And what I'm doing here is putting myself under more tension, more compression, increasing the tension and seeing if I can distribute it. So I'm waking up my body. And then I lower my feet and I change sides. And I do on this side. So I do this a couple of times, no more than 2 or 3, with 5, 6 repetitions. I find this enough for most people. And if I cannot stretch the legs completely when I stay here, this is enough compression, and this is enough compression for the tension I can distribute, so I don't go further. Okay, otherwise I would curl or I would arch a lot. So I just go as far high, and I just increase the tension by using compression, the legs, the stretch of the legs, as far as I can. Some people may feel comfortable with a little bit angular movement, a little diagonal, instead of going straight up, and it's okay. Okay, some people just can stretch these little bits, and this is enough to increase the whole tensional network within themselves. Okay, so we respect that. And then the other exercise I tend to do, the other movement I tend to do, is to hold the kettlebell up with the feet up, and I just try to extend one leg forward, keeping the other one with me. And the one I extend, I try to stretch the same side by lifting slightly the shoulder and the rib cage, and going forward with the hip. There is a twist happening in the torso. It's beautiful, it's okay. And the leg doesn't touch the floor. And I go forward and I try to stretch and I return. And if I can do these with the legs completely straight, which increases the load, so it increases the need for tension distribution. This is challenging for me at this time of the morning already, and the breathing in helps me a lot. Okay, and I would repeat on the other side. So these are the two exercises that I do to start with. For everyone, there's a lot more, but these are the two basic ones that I use, and I think I used with you. And then I try to see how I feel while I roll up, for instance, if the person can roll up to this movement. And there's a sense of integration, of wholeness, of good tension distribution along the body as I do these after these two exercises, these couple of exercises. Okay, so this is a start.